Hello, welcome to yoga class today. This sequence is all about strengthening and toning your arms. So we're really going to allow ourselves to strengthen this area without bulking up. Yoga is an incredible way to help us build this upper body strength and sculpt all the muscles in the arms. So when you're ready to begin, come into a standing position. We're going to first take a few rounds of Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A, for the ability to warm ourselves up. So as you prepare, go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Feet can be hip distance. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Give ourselves a little more time as we begin to help us warm up. So as we come into this forward fold, we notice if the hamstrings are tight. If so, we can take a bend in the knees. If the hamstrings are more open, you can straighten your legs. Maybe you take some bends and straighten. And then on your next inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat, step the right toes back, step the left toes back. So we've arrived to a plank position. Because this is our first round, we're gonna lower down knees, chest, chin, come onto the belly, come onto the thighs. Then lift your chest, gaze forward. From here, we'll lift the hips, curl the toes, extend the arms. Find our way in downward facing dog. So find your alignment here. Spread the fingers wide. Think about sending the chest towards the thighs. Maybe you bend one knee as the opposite leg straightens. This is an option I really like because I can feel a nice deep stretch going up the straight leg into the hip. And take a couple more on each side. And then from here, we'll step our feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, finding another half lift. And then exhale, fold. Now in this forward fold, you can take the option of bringing your hands to opposite elbows, framing your head with your arms. Give yourself an opportunity to connect with your breath. Noticing how expansive the breath is. And if the breath is short, practice lengthening. Inhale as much air as you can, all the way to the top of the breath. And then let the exhale be a slow release. Let's take one more full round of breath in our forward fold. Exhale, let go. Release the arms, let them dangle. From here, we'll take a little micro bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gathering energy. Palms meet, thumbs come down the midline. Connecting the thumbs to the heart center, bringing awareness back to your breath. We'll be taking a couple more rounds of our Sun Salutation A. Go ahead and separate your hands, bring your arms down by your sides. Moving with the breath, inhale, sweep the arms up. Now let's just stay here for a minute. Bring the big toes together, a little space at the heels. We're gonna give ourselves an opportunity to open the side body. So pressing palms together, reach the fingers up. On your next exhale, take both arms over to the left, send the hips to the right. If it's more comfortable, you can lower that left arm down. Reaching through the right fingertips. And then inhale, fingertips rise up to center. Exhale, now take the arms over to the right, hips to the left. Feel into the left side body. Option to let that right arm come down. If you prefer, reach through the left fingers. Inhale, arms rise up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Now, separate the feet back to hip distance. I'm going to apologize in advance because my dog is trying to come close to the mat, so she might make a cameo. Now, when we come back to the standing posture of Tadasana, we'll sweep the arms up again, and then exhale, come back into our forward fold. Feeling back into the hamstrings. Inhale, taking our half lift. And then exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees to make this connection if you need to. Now, step the left toes back, step the right toes back. We've arrived back to plank. Now, we can lower knees, chest, chin, or we can practice our chaturanga, bending our elbows, bringing them by our sides. And once we have the shoulders in line with the elbows, then we can scoop through, come on to the tops of the feet. Arms are extended. This is our upward facing dog. And then exhale is going to take us to downward facing dog. We've got a few rounds of breath here. Now remember, as you come into your down dog, send your chest towards your thighs. Take the pressure out of the shoulders. Reconnect with your breath. And then make your way to the top of the mat. Once the feet get there, inhale, half lift. Exhale, back to our forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gather energy. Exhale, bring the thumbs down the midline. Take a full round of breath here. Exhale, release, let go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Now you can step or you can jump back to your plank position. From here, lower down in your way. Inhale takes you to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale is downward facing dog. Connect with the breath. Know that here we're going to add on. We're going to add on some downward facing dog leg lifts. We're going to start with the right side. First, take one more round of breath. Exhale, let go. Inhale, lift the right foot. Think about lifting from the inner thigh. All 5 toes are facing down to the mat. Long line of energy from the right fist to the right foot. Try to distribute the weight equally between both arms. And then exhale, take that right foot down. Full round of breath here. Exhale, let go. Inhale, lift that left heel. Think about lifting from the left inner thigh. All 5 toes are facing down. Long line of energy from the left wrist to the left heel. Feel the strength building in the arms. Next exhale, lower it down. Full round of breath. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh of relief. Now make your way to the top of the mat. Step or jump. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gather all the energy. Exhale, thumbs come down the midline. Now, once you feel your thumbs at your heart center, just give yourself a moment in stillness in this standing foundation. Give your arms a break. Relax the shoulders. Maybe lift the toes, spread the toes wide. Create more space in your standing foundation. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and lower the arms. Bring your hands by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come back into your forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift. And then exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Step one foot back, then the other. We've arrived back to our plank position. Now, in our plank position, we want to have our shoulders above our wrists. Make sure the shoulders aren't going past the fingertips. Now, at the same time, think about pulling your belly button up towards your spine, really engaging the core. Continue to hold and breathe here. I know you feel your core. This is good. We're strengthening the front of the body. We have a tendency to rely on the back of the body a lot. So we're really going to let the front of the body strengthen. All right, now from here, we're going to practice moving from plank to dolphin plank. So what I want you to think about is alternating your arms. Lift your left hand, lower onto your left forearm, then lower onto your right forearm. This is our dolphin plank. Now press left hand to the mat, press right hand to the mat, back to plank. One arm at a time, back to dolphin plank, back to our plank. We keep moving. So here you can really go at your own pace. You can think about, as you inhale, lowering down to your dolphin, and as you exhale, coming up to your plank. See about taking one more, really firing up the core, really strengthening the arms. Now from here, from our plank position, soften the knees, let the knees come down to the mat. Bring the knees together, bring the feet together, send the hips towards the heels. Bring your arms by your sides, forehead to the mat. So we're taking a little rest here in child's pose. This is going to be really beneficial for a couple different reasons. We're giving our arms a chance to rest. We're giving our shoulders a chance to release. And here we're also able to stretch the back, get a little flexion for the spine. Now, if you notice that your breath became short, find length. Take a deep inhalation all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, big sigh of relief. A few more rounds. Just surrendering to this child's pose. Just feeling gratitude for the ability to move in your body and strengthen and tone the arms today. Now from here we are going to transition. So we'll take our hands underneath our shoulders, lift our head. Now we'll lift the hips, walk the hands forward. So we can take a moment to come into our tabletop position. Fingers are spread wide, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, let your belly soften towards the mat. And as you exhale, lift your back like a Halloween cat. And again, inhale, belly lowers. Exhale, lift the back. Now moving through extension and flexion of the spine. We'll just finish off this round. And once we come to a neutral tabletop position, we'll walk the hands forward, one hand placement. Give ourselves a little more space. Now curl the toes, lift the hips way up high. Back to our downward facing dog. Now from here, let's inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg. Lift through the heel, toes are pointed down. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under your body. Now, once you position the foot, use your strength to lift the hands, engage that right hip, gaze forward, crescent lunge. As you exhale, take the hands down to the mat. Right foot comes back. From here, we can lower through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now remembering our leg lift, lifting through the heel, feeling the engagement at the left inner thigh. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body, step it through. Engage that left hip, arms rise up, crescent lunge, left knee is bent. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Left toes step back, plank position, elbows bend, move through your flow. Now this time, as you find yourself in downward facing dog, give yourself time to find the breath. Remember, anytime you need a break, you're always welcome to come into child's pose. Instead, knees can be wide or knees can be together. You decide what you need at this point of your practice. We'll begin to transition from downward facing dog to bringing our feet to the top of the mat. Once the feet arrive to the top of the mat, inhale, take your half lift. And then exhale, fold. Check in on those hamstrings. See if they've opened up a little bit more. And as you look down to your feet, bring your big toes together. Leave a little space between the heels. And as you inhale, bend the knees, sit back. Come to chair pose. Squeeze the thighs together. Think about sitting back rather than leaning forward. And then on your next exhale, press to a standing position. Now, as you arrive to standing, take a little micro bend in the knees, soften the knees. Think about bringing the belly button towards the spine. Feel the tailbone lower. It's going to be a little more comfortable for the low back. Arms are by your sides. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. And find your breath. Exhale, let go. Just taking a moment of gratitude for where you are in your journey of this sequence, of this class. Allowing the arms to strengthen while moving with intention, with control, focusing on safe alignment. Now on the next inhale, we'll revisit our chair pose. And then as we exhale, we'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, let's take a half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, plank position. From here, lower down. Focus on your chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, open the heart. Exhale, let's take it to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right heel, right toes are pointing down. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down to the mat. Right foot comes back. Now, option to let it hover for Ardha Plank, building a little more strength in the arms. Just an option, you don't have to take it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, on an inhale breath, lift that left heel up, straight up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Now, if you want to go for that Ardha Plank, the left foot can stay lifted as you move through your flow. Exhale takes us to down dog or child's pose. You decide. In this time of child's pose or downward facing dog, please bring all of your attention to reconnecting with your breath. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and transition back to downward facing dog. From here, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Now, as you arrive here, just let the arms dangle, shoulders relax. Give your arms just a little opportunity to rest here. Notice how much you can expand your breath in this moment. And once you've really lengthened the breath, on your next inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hinge the hips. Connect the hands. Step one foot back at a time. Now we're going to come into some side plank variations. So to set up for side plank, first look at your hands. Make sure that the fingers are spread wide. Really feeling the foundation underneath the hands. We're going to move to one side. So I'll start with my left side first. So I'm going to turn the pinky side of my left foot down, and then I'll stack my right foot on top. Now, what I want to do is flex my feet and spread my toes. Once I have that set up, I'll reach my right arm up, and then I'll make sure that I'm lifting my hips so that they're not sagging. Now, you can stay with your feet together, or you can explore lifting one leg. You might even bend the top knee coming into a tree pose, or you might feel more comfortable keeping the feet together. Think about sending the tailbone towards the heels. And on your next exhale, let that right hand come down. Bring all 10 toes to the mat. Take a full round of breath here. Give yourself a break if you need to. And then as we come into side plank, from now rolling to the pinky side of the right foot, stack the left foot on top, spread the toes, flex the feet, and then lift the left fingers up. Lift the hips, make sure they're not sagging. From here, you can look down to the mat, or maybe you look up to your left fingertips if you want to challenge your balance. Remember, here, you can practice lifting your top leg if that's okay. You can come into your tree, or you can stay where you began. This is totally up to you. Now, as you exhale, left hand comes down, all 10 toes to the mat. Let's bend the knees lower down and give ourselves a rest in child's pose. Knees together, feet together, arms by our sides. Relaxing the shoulders. Now you might have noticed in that side plank that you're really building strength in the arms. Let them rest. Preparing to move on. As you inhale, lift your head. Reach your hands forward. Remember the tabletop that we came in before, knees under hips, wrist under shoulders. And then we'll walk the hands forward, one hand placement. Now, spreading the fingers wide, curl the toes, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to come into a fallen triangle with optional chaturangas. So inhale, lift that right heel. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body. Now the right foot goes over to the left, pinky side touching down. From here, you can stay still with your arms extended, or you can bend your elbows and practice taking a couple or a few chaturanga push-ups. Inhale, lift and re-extend that right heel. Exhale, right foot to the mat. Full round of breath. Inhale, lift that left heel. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body. Left foot comes over to the right. Option to stay here, or option to bend the elbows. Few times, if this is okay in your body. Inhale, lift and re-extend that left heel. Exhale, left foot comes down to the mat. One more time. Inhale, right foot lifts. Exhale, bring it under the body. Take it over to the left. This time, we're just gonna lift the left fingers up. Maybe you open the heart and gaze up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, re-lengthen that right heel. And then exhale, take the foot down. Full round of breath. On the next inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, bend the knee, take it under the body. Left foot comes over to the right. Inhale, reach the right fingers up. Gaze up. Exhale, take the right hand down. Inhale, lift and re-lengthen the left leg. Exhale, left foot to the mat. Bend the knees, lower them to the mat. Uncurl the toes, bend the elbows, come onto your belly. Now, as you come onto your belly, stack one hand on top of the other and lower your forehead to your hands. And give yourself a moment in this prone position to just ground down. This is a moment to re-lengthen the breath. Know that we are going to take a couple postures from this grounded position. We won't be doing any more standing poses unless you want to go back and have some more repetitions of what we've already done. And as you inhale, lift your head. Now, exhale, take your arms behind you. Press the tops of your feet to the mat. Interlace your fingers. Press the palms together. So the chest is lifted, the shoulders are lifted. From here, you can lift the fist higher and then lift the feet. So now shoulder opening, chest opening, holding here with the breath. And then exhale, release, lower down, restack the hands, come back to your breath. Notice any shift. Notice if you feel energized. We're not moving very fast, but we're doing some hard work. We're building strength. We're toning. We're paying attention to our body, giving our body what it needs in a safe way. From here, inhale, lift the head. Come onto your forearms. So as you come onto your forearms, think about positioning the elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into a half frog pose. So think about separating the feet about as much as the hands are separate, about shoulder distance. And then just lift your left foot. Now, as you lift your left foot, rotate your right fingers towards your left elbow. So the right forearm is down, left hand reaches back. See if you can take your hand to the top of your foot, and then if your left shoulder is going way back, see if you can square your left shoulder with your right. So now feeling a quad stretch. If your hand doesn't reach your foot, you can use a strap to make the connection. Next, exhale, we'll release, extend. Bring both forearms back down onto the mat and take a full round of breath here. Now from here, we'll bend that right knee. So we'll lift the right toes up. Now look to your hands. You're going to take that left hand over towards your right elbow. Now lift your right hand. Reach your right hand back for your foot. Take your hand to the top of the foot. And then gently press down as much as you need to. Try to square the shoulders. Exhale, release. Come back onto the forearms. Now, because we want to move our spine in all directions throughout our class sequences, we're going to come into a spinal twist now. So we've already had extension, flexion, lateral flexion. Let's go for a twist. So take the left knee out to the side. Think about aligning your knee in line with your hip, and then take your ankle in line with your knee. Now from here, you're gonna lift your right hand, take it underneath the left arm, reach your hand for the back of the knee. From here, bring the right side of your head onto the mat, lift the left fingers straight up, and then open the left arm out. It's okay if the left hand doesn't meet the ground. Spinal twist. Nice shoulder opening, chest opening. Inhale, lift the left fingers straight up. Exhale, take the left hand down. Now use your energy to push the ground away. Release your hand from your knee. Re-lengthen your leg as you lift your torso, come back up to center where you started from. We'll set that up on the other side. So now we'll bend the right knee, take it out to the right, and then open up the angle of the knee by bringing the ankle in line with the knee. Look to your left hand. Lift your left hand, reach it behind your right arm, reach your fingers to the back of the knee, bring the left side of your head down to the mat. Inhale, reach the right fingers straight up, and then exhale, open the arm out. Spinal twist is an awesome way to detoxify. Like wringing out the organs like you would wring water out of a sponge. Feel the chest and the shoulder opening. Inhale, lift the right fingers up. Exhale, take the right hand down. Release the left fingers from the back of the knee. Use your energy to lift your torso, find center, come onto your forearms. Just give yourself a round of breath here. As you inhale, feel your belly pressing to the mat. As you exhale, feel the belly soften. You might even send the elbows out wide, stacking one hand on top of the other, making a pillow for your forehead. You might decide to end here. You might decide to come into Shavasana, or posture of integration. Or if you want to give yourself one more push, if you want to practice coming into an arm balance, I will demonstrate that now. Now this is optional. You don't have to go here. To get there, first we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, extend the arms, lift the hips, and we want to come on to our seat. So as we come on to our seat, let me just put this microphone back on. Know that when we come into this arm balance, we're going to have our entire body weight on just our two palms. I'm going to show you how to come into it so you can either watch or you can try. This is going to depend on how strong you're feeling with your arms today. And this is an advanced posture, so don't worry about getting it today. I'm just going to show you to see if it's something that you want to work towards. So to set it up, first you can think about bringing your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Now, when you bring your palms down to the mat, you want to bring them in line with each other. Think about clamping your left leg down so that your knee can stay on your shoulder. Then you can go ahead and cross your right ankle on top of your left, lean forward, send your legs over to the left, bend your elbows. Grip with your fingertips. and come out when you're ready. We'll try that on the other side. So remember, to get into it, first you're going to want to be able to bring your shoulder underneath your knee. So now opposite side, really lifting the leg, shimmying that shoulder underneath. This is also helpful to do after you've been doing some hip openers if you have trouble getting your knee above your shoulder. Now, once you've got your leg there, remember, clamp down, press the right palm to the mat, press the left palm to the mat. Left ankle hooks on top of the right. Lift your seat, bend your elbows, send your legs over to the right. Come out when you're ready. That's our 8-angle pose. It's a lot of work because you're holding your whole body up with your arms. So it's an opportunity to really strengthen that area. Remember, this one's just optional. If you feel like this is not going to be okay for me today, continue to do the arm strengthening and toning sequence until you feel comfortable to get there. And this is when you don't even have to do it all. You can do the arm strengthening and toning sequence without doing the optional arm balance. That's just if you want to. So at this point, you should really be feeling the arms worked. Like I said, if your arms are pretty strong, you can always do more repetitions. If your arms are a little weaker, then you can delete some of the things from the sequence. Just think about what feels safe for your body. You want to feel challenged, but you don't want to feel to a point where you don't have control. So decide now if you want to end your practice here or if you want to take about 8 to 10 minutes in Shavasana, our posture of integration, our posture of just practicing presence, being in our bodies. This is a really great way to end each class because you're able to just give yourself time to just be without feeling like you're always having to do something. And if you decide to come into this pose, tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening the back of the neck, and then close your eyes. Bring your gaze inward. This is another great opportunity to just notice what's happening with your breath. If you feel distracted with your thoughts, just bring your attention back to the breath, back to lengthening, breathing with intention. By practicing this full lung capacity breathing, by inhaling all the way to the top of the breath and taking about the same amount of time to exhale, we can really calm our nervous system, help us to downregulate, provide relaxation and peacefulness. We'll close our practice here together today, but please feel free to stay in relaxation for as long as you want or need to. Thank you so much for showing up and allowing me to guide you today. Namaste. Peace to you.